In April 2024, 50 people lost a combined $9.5 million in a matter of minutes. They didn't lose it to a sophisticated network breach or a hardware failure. All they did was type 24 words into their computers. When you download software from the Mac App Store, you expect a specific level of security. You're operating inside a walled garden, a curated environment where every app is supposed to be vetted by Apple to keep users safe. These victims were using Ledger hardware wallets, which are designed to keep digital assets offline. These devices are generally considered the safest way to store cryptocurrency because they require physical confirmation for every movement of funds. But the combination of a trusted corporate storefront and a high-security hardware device created a massive blind spot. The victims felt so secure that they missed the signs of a devastating social engineering trap.
The exploit began when a malicious developer managed to slip a fake application disguised as Ledger Live past Apple's review process. For about a week, it sat on the official store, appearing perfectly legitimate to anyone searching for it. The app was a near-perfect clone of the real Ledger software. It used the same logos, the same colors, and the same layout, ensuring that users wouldn't notice any red flags as they began the setup process. Once opened, the software issued a single fatal prompt. It asked the users to type their 24-word recovery phrase directly into the application to sync their accounts. The hackers didn't need to defeat the encryption of the hardware wallet. They simply exploited the trust users had in the Apple brand to convince them to digitize their most sensitive data. The recovery phrase is the master cryptographic key for your entire presence on the blockchain. Hardware wallets keep this key air-gapped from the internet. Typing those words into a connected computer keyboard bridges that gap, instantly exposing your assets to the world. As soon as those 24 words were logged, attackers thousands of miles away gained the ability to authorize transactions remotely. They no longer needed the physical ledger device to take everything. The security of a hardware wallet relies entirely on that physical isolation. Once the recovery phrase is typed into a connected device, the digital protection is gone, and the physical hardware becomes irrelevant. The theft was nearly instantaneous. As soon as the victims hit enter, automated scripts began emptying the wallets before the users even realized what was happening. In total, the attackers drained approximately $9.5 million, roughly 80 crore rupees, from just 50 victims. The haul included a massive variety of assets, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and XRP, proving that the attackers were prepared to liquidate almost any major chain. Following the theft, on-chain investigator ZachXBT began tracing the movement of the stolen funds as they flowed across the public blockchain in real time. To hide their trail, the thieves moved the assets through various exchanges and digital mixers. These tools are designed to obscure the connection between the source of the funds and their final destination. The speed and borderless nature of the blockchain, which users often value for efficiency, became the very thing that made the stolen funds nearly impossible to recover. Apple eventually removed the fake app and banned the developer, but only after independent investigators and victims had already sounded the alarm. This incident highlights a major failure in Apple's review process. Despite policies designed to catch fraudulent apps, a blatant clone of a major financial tool managed to stay active for a week. This is the core risk of digital self-custody. Unlike a fraudulent credit card charge, a blockchain transaction cannot be reversed by a tech company. Apple has no power to issue a refund or claw back the assets. Relying on a centralized entity like Apple to protect your decentralized assets is a fundamental misunderstanding of how these systems work. In this space, the safety of your funds is your responsibility alone. To stay safe, you can never rely on a generic search within an app store to find critical financial software. You should only download wallet software directly from the official provider's verified website to ensure the version you are using is legitimate. Most importantly, you must follow the cardinal rule of hardware wallets. Never type your recovery phrase into any app, website, or computer. It is meant to be entered exclusively on the physical device itself. Removing the middleman from your finances means accepting the total burden of your own security. Ultimately, the safety of your wealth is defined by how you handle those 24 words.